Good afternoon, dear friends. Let me welcome you to AI Journey. Today it is my great pleasure to introduce my good friend. Maybe Olga does not need to be introduced. Olga Uskova, CEO of Cognitive Pilot Company. They do know how to manage the world, I would say, yes. How to, manage and control the autonomous moving devices. Olga, hi, hello. Hi, Alexander. It is a great pleasure for me to be here because this experience of feeling these millions of people connected, I can feel this energy of all these people who connected to our conference, from all the continents around the world. They're looking at us right now. This is a great responsibility, obviously. So I hope that I will not share any of the state secrets with you. Okay, but anyway, I think that the current situation is mostly dictated by the fact that Sber, put up a huge mission, built an ecosystem of the new reality. We are kind of a team of superheroes in a way. And, but anyway, we're going to talk about very serious things. I started with a joke, but actually the situation in the world is critical. This year, it was very specific. Many people died during the pandemic, and we need to develop real products, real solutions. Yes, absolutely, absolutely, Olga. Because just a year ago, we used to gather several thousands people on one venue. Everyone was mingling and having fun. It is now hard to imagine that, but the online format has their own advantages. First of all, this is much more registrations, much more participants, many more participants, and a huge number of connections, as Olga mentioned.
And you can beam this conference across all the continents. Well, we have one left, the Antarctic, obviously, but we're working on it. Olga, what was your relations with the artificial intelligence this year? Well, instead of you, I'm going to use the word our, and I'm saying much broader than Cognitive Pilot and much broader than Sber. When I'm saying our, I mean, when we are talking, teams are writing in who gave half of their souls into this code. And this was a very interesting period when the people worked not just for the money, but for saving mankind. I remember this conversation with you in February. Sasha, how long do you sleep? And you said, 4 hours. When was your last time you took a holiday? Well, I can't remember that. And this time we actually reversed this conversation. You asked me when you're going on holiday, and I said, well, I'll probably never go on holiday. This year actually made all those global challenges more acute. I singled out 6 of those for myself, the 6 that Sber's ecosystem finds relevance with. I put them on a pedestal there. Right now they are on the slide. The first one's obviously health. We got sick of dying. I don't want anyone to die, in this silly fashion. We are all having this, naturally predetermined lifetime, 150 years. Yes, I don't want to give my life to some kind of a goddamn virus. The second thing is obviously the education. What do we do if the schools got closed? What do we do if the universities got closed? How do we maintain social adaptability? How do we transfer knowledge? Online education is a global challenge. The third is obviously this food program. You are sitting right now in front of your screens in all of your various countries. Some countries are not hungry, but some are. It is actually a problem during this pandemic because 45% of the people more have been dying during this pandemic. 45%. COVID really made this problem more acute because it's just that the people who got the support, the food support, they started to get the support later, and 45% more people have been dying due to malnutrition and hunger. And it's a matter of ethical ties in the world. transportation systems, that's our blood vessels. That's what delivers the valuable cargo to the various corners of the world. And this transportation system, the blood vessels, are managed by the people. They get sick, they get stressed out, and these horrible crashes when one of the train carriages got hung up. People get tired, and people endanger the lives of the people, and huge value get lost. And this is a matter of environmental security. So these are global issues, and I've just listed the global issues that will certainly get helped by artificial intelligence. We got the help from AI in resolving these challenges and addressing those things. Not tomorrow, not the day after tomorrow, today. And I'm just going to start with your project, an outstanding project. I'm not going to undress on air. I've got the jab, the COVID vaccine, here on this forearm, and this was the jab that was developed in your ecosystem, and I certainly know that a lot of algorithms, a lot of AI technologies were used in developing this vaccine. So that was my question to you, actually. I mean, am I invincible now? Am I immortal these days? Well, we're all looking forward to living those 150 years. Yes, COVID was a major challenge for us. All the people in the bank responded to this challenge, and the guys from AI lab just locked themselves up in the lab. And did you lock them up for those 2 weeks? No, I wasn't the one. You just turned the key. No, that was a sincere effort. They just locked themselves up in 2 weeks, and they said that in 2 weeks they're going to do the things that generally require 6 to 9 months of very intensive work. In 2 weeks, they put together a neural net that uses CT scans to determine whether it's a COVID or not. It aids the medical practitioners. The medical centers, radiologists, they're very few. They're very tired these days with the amount of images they see. Equipment is kind of average in quality, and telling a COVID from non-COVID, I know our solution saved a lot of lives. And I'm just very thankful to the medical practitioners, to the doctors that helped to tag those images. Yes, I'm joining in with that way of things. We are a huge business. Several hundred people work in one open space. In Sberbank, yes, we've got 300,000 people working, some of them in open spaces. You saved so many lives. You saved so many people from our teams. Thank you very much indeed. We're going to aid you with as best we can. Yes, again, and we did the symptom shaker. It is, again, a symptom checker. Is that what we have on the screen? No, that's a projector. That's a forecaster of COVID incidents. And basically, the epidemic has been unfolding along our projections. Yeah, we just thought that the peak is going to come a bit earlier. We were about 10 days erroneous. But anyway, AI is forecasting pretty correctly. Over 250,000 people got screened, COVID or not. I mean, am I having COVID or am I not having COVID? I mean, some people think that they have COVID and they don't have anything of the sort. And then there's a category of the people who are quite comfortable and they are infected. Well, I was in the first group, yes. Well, for you specifically, we've got this symptom checker. And you click for about 3 minutes and you understand how probable it is, whether you have COVID or not COVID, and how grave the actual course of the illness can be. Yes. Yeah, we ask certain questions that allow us to project whether it's going to be a light disease or a very dramatic disease. Yeah, and this year we also worked together with the Moscow government to the Moscow medics. The AI is giving prompts to the doctors, the prompts about what the 3 most likely diagnoses are. works very well. And on the COVID track, staying on the subject, we finished a very interesting study the other day. We looked at who is the most exposed to COVID, and we identified 5 main groups. First, these are the people the most exposed, the greatest group risk. They use cash. Cash, that's group number 1. Well, money is evil. Money is evil. Cash, mind you. If you transfer cash into non-cash, that's fine. Yeah, the second group, if you're paying utility payments, everything related to cash, paper, all of that really exposes you to COVID. That really increases the risk of contracting the disease. People using public transportation, and if you are using taxi and car sharing more actively than average, that is also the folks falling into this category. And if you buy a lot of lottery tickets, and frequently doing that, well, you know, God looks unfavorably on you. Well, this is statistics. This is statistics. And if people buy a lot of lottery tickets, they are exposed. Unfortunately, they are probably the riskiest sort. Maybe it's related, on a serious note, maybe it's related to the fact that people buy something with paper, or they just touch their face, having lost something or won something. Please mind that. Yeah, I'm going to seize the baton from you. You mentioned a very small piece of what I've heard about COVID, and you didn't really touch upon the jab. And the vaccine, that was a great breakthrough. Whatever people say, the Russians were the first to start manufacturing the vaccine. I was one of the volunteers, but the volunteers are in the thousands now. These are not dozens, not hundreds. And it did save quite a few lives. And we should be proud for Russia. You know, people ask, what have you done, you Russians? We launched 2 satellites, mind you. Yeah, I would like to say about I'd like to speak about the food, hunger, and food security. If you are healthy, you want to eat. And this is a very important part of your fuel. It must be environmentally friendly, it must be healthy, it must be the right fuel. I would like you to launch the video now. And we are moving not into the interstellar. This is not Hollywood, all right? That's 2 months ago. What you're seeing in this video, that's 2 months ago. And this is not the Mars, not the Venus. This is Russia. And what do I tell you, my dears? This year, thanks to the cognitive pilot, and thanks to the financial support, the very powerful financial support from Sber, in 35 regions of Russia, pretty much in all the climatic regions, we were able to launch agrobots. What you're seeing, those are agrobots. This combine is maintaining the edge, the 10-centimeter edge. That was actually inspected by the CEO of Sber. He sat in that combine in the Rostov region. He actually harvested one field. We are now proliferating the technology across the world, Australia, America, and Brazil. This is a huge response, a great response. If a person got sick, if you don't have enough qualified drivers for these combines, if you are trying to, if you're in agriculture in a risky area, and if we launch the robots, sometimes people can't work in certain areas, and the robots don't care. And this year, 720,000 tons of grain got harvested by agrobots this year. So this is a wonderful response to this second challenge. And you know, Sasha, all those people released from heavy work, from heavy labor, and all our kids that in the future would like to, you know, create their own robots in their own industries, we need to train those guys. You know, in February, you had to do the sleep willy-nilly. I mean, you faced an incredible task. The country of our size had to lock down all the schools. What happened? Thank you. Indeed, there were pretty much no options. I mean, kids have to go to school, period. And online platforms, there were not that many. Sber had been developing a platform, but that was, taking its own course. Yeah, we are working on this. It's a good work. We need to. Well, I mean, before February this year, we didn't know that intensity of this sort can happen. Over 2,500 schools are now using this platform. And that's 65 regions of Russia. And we are happy because the system did not crash. It did not crash. No, it did not. Well, we had to tweak it. We had to upgrade and develop it 24/7. And if you said, you didn't sleep very much, some of the guys that did this, they didn't sleep at all. They actually worked shifts around the clock. They worked 2 12-hour shifts. One guys go to sleep, the other guys just get back to work. They made sure that the education platform work. Bugs, they did, they launched, they did, they launched, they rehashed, they launched. 500,000 people, 50,000 teachers. This is great. And this is the right thing to do. We are very, very enthusiastic. We are very excited about this progress. I was really enchanted. I went to Altai the other day with all this agro-bot business. I went to Teleskoye ozero, Teleskoye Lake, and there is this forestry. And I put this question to the folks, and it appeared that they are using your platform. And they said, we used to have a teacher that wasn't much of anything, and now the guys get trained by the best teachers. And we are pretty much the farthest from anywhere in the world. I mean, I like Teleskoye ozero. I like Teleskoye Lake very much. It's where the forestry is, yes. Yeah, and they said, we are sitting here in this paradise, and it is a paradise, but we are able to listen to the lectures of the best tutors, the best lecturers. Yeah, and the system sustained 2,500 connections. If you use AI in managing the content, and if that content is a premium content, we're going to get so much talent. I mean, those kids in the rural areas, they got trained by the Oxford teachers in all this wonderful air in Teleskoye Lake. That's just wonderful. How much better can you get? How much better can you get a deal as a kid? What about those agrobots? Speaking of the, where brain can look very differently. It can take all kinds of shape and sizes. This is actually the brain of a combine driver, a harvester driver. And it can work in the snow, during the snowfall. It can maintain this ridge of the strip and not kill any birds, mind you, because we had this interesting challenge. The system identified a nest of the birds, is signaled, and it made the harvester stop and drive around us. The owner of the field was very cross with us initially, but then, we screened this on video. He actually warmed up to the idea after that. Do you take it in hand? I think this is a major breakthrough in this story. I think it's the fact that inside this brain, we have the Russian details, 60% of them. 60% of this brain is Russian. We got this much imports replaced. That was not the best of experiences. A lot of our partners went into lockdown, so we had to find the domestic solutions. We had to find something that did not cross the border. And it is my great pleasure to announce that in September, we opened a robo factory in Tomsk. Yes, you remember this great event. Yeah, it is now serving Russia. It is now serving Russia and China. It is expanding exports to Australia. Food security is one thing, but then there's, good money. our engineers fly helicopters to the fields. Yeah, let's rejoice for our farmers. Yeah, just one word to say about a lot of accolades that Sber won recently. As a bank, you showed wonderful resilience thanks to your AI systems. Why don't you say a few words about this? Because that was a breakthrough story. Well, a few words will probably not do the trick, but our job is, our mission is to be as efficient as we possibly can, because the greatest efficiency is a key to survival these days. But then on the other hand, we need to stay as relevant as we can possibly be for the clients. We want to earn with the clients. We need to help them earn and earn off that. All the products of our ecosystem, all the services, and all the clients, that add up to a value of 10 to the power of 24. 10 to the power of 24. So to offer you a product that you need, we need to make a choice out of an array of options that tally 10 to the power of 24. What you need, what is the best for you. Not that I'm saying that we can do the first-rate job here. Only a supercomputer can do this, yes, and only using AI. Because you would like that to happen now. Yes, in real time. I want to be offered the product right now. This is my competitive advantage. Yes, certainly. If you drag your feet with extending that loan, I'm going to lose my competitive edge to competition. Yeah. And efficiency AI is in all the processes, and between 30 to 60%. I mean, it varies across the bank, but by the end of 2020, it's going to be about 100% of processes using AI.
That is absolutely fantastic. Now, we're talking about food, about money, about education, but all that is basically life. Because transport security, for instance, transport safety, avoiding accidents and transport and logistical solutions, that's problem number one, because people die. COVID, obviously, impact the situation, because with COVID, more attention is focused on other things. As before moving to the Mr. Putin's speech, I would like to thank the Russian railroads. I'd like to thank the Russian railroads for going to that experiment before COVID, because this is the railroads. This is a conservative things. And they gave us 10 sorting stations. We started to develop smart locomotives. It helped us to go ahead worldwide. Currently, we have France, Denmark, Germany, and other countries that order our products, because thanks to this cooperation, thanks to this amount of data, volume of data that we were able to get on our railroads, we had a great, smart solution, because locomotives understand what happens around. And right now, basically, they will see, now they're seeing it to 500 meters, and soon we will be able to see it to 1 kilometer. With this solution, the driver will not be able to miss the traffic light, the red traffic light, or change the railways. This is a new class of safety. Absolutely new class of safety. The people will not stop thinking about that and will resolve other issues. So this is a great breakthrough. We'll have to work a lot here. I know that in Sber there are many things about the car transport, but the railroads is like the vessels. I know that we worked a lot with Moscow. We made tram. The tram project, and right now we are actually within this artificial brain, and it can seize the objects, the people, the traffic lights. We had a very interesting case. It wasn't very fun. Pavel Karenin, we just named him Pavel. He decided to commit a suicide on one of the stations, railway stations. He was drunk and he failed to do so. Yeah, because basically the train stopped automatically. Yes, they took him from the rails. He was very angry at them, but yeah, this was the case. hopefully, he was able to resolve his issues after Hanover and decided against the suicide attempt. So this is the story, a totally real story with Pavel Karenin. That's how we called him, you know, something happened a few weeks ago. Well, we understand the freight story. Yeah, you need to make sure that you save the infrastructure, and yeah, because otherwise it's like minus 1 billion rubles. And but as for the passengers, you talked about the tram, so you work with the Russian railroads too for passengers. Yes, that's a totally new level of responsibility. They have radars. We don't have it here. This is the radar that we assemble in Tomsk, and this is the radar of the newest generation. It has been presented just recently. They project the 3D image in dynamics online in real time, so I hope that the Sberbank will cover the world with this radar. Well, wait a second, we don't have plans like that. You have even more exciting global stories, you know, about analytics, about other things. Yeah, that's ESG. We have ESG, environmental, social, and responsibility. No corporation can go ahead without having this on the agenda. We have around 150 environmental, social, and governance initiatives. Some do have AI, some don't. 17 work groups, many hundreds of employees volunteered to just participate in the project. And actually, when we talk about the comfortable and safe environment, fair labor, digital transformation and environment, everywhere we have the data analysis and AI. Data science and AI is everywhere, absolutely no exceptions. Just to put you into perspective, we have special customers, as we call them. Around 11 million customers are customers with some disabilities, visually impaired, hearing impaired. It's very hard for these people to get our services, including our online services, and especially it's hard for them to go to the branch. But you talk about Anatoly Yefimov. No, we have a retail business. We have a special tribe, kind of a department, where with people who work with customers. There are also IT people there. They deliver it all together. And people, visually impaired people, blind people, can make transactions in Sberbank Online. It looks absolutely fantastic. There's a very quick voiceover. And when people move with their fingers on the touch screen, they get the pop-up messages. So this is fantastic, and AI helps us to be kinder in this case. You know, you have mentioned so many things right now, but in the end, this is a new reality. This is a new reality that we have now, and we are there in this new reality. You know, these people who are working on these projects or launching them, these are the people who entered this new reality. In this case, I really like that this ecosystem. With this ecosystem, we are able to feel the future right now, because we are living within this ecosystem right now as we speak. And the great thing is that you have free entry, so to speak. It's totally available. So I would like to thank you for that. You haven't done it as a purely commercial project. There's a lot of young startups there. I mean, the best education is the education based on practice. We came to you a year ago. In this year, we grew tenfold, and now we are moving to 1 billion of evaluation. $1 billion. I have to mention that. Yes, dollars, of course. Yes. So, and we're not the only ones. I cannot really give you all the secrets, but I can see who is growing. This is a new life. This is a new world, and I'm really thankful to your team. You have created this, venue for opportunities. We in China, we have a global partner with whom we signed a contract. This is one of the leading companies in transportation systems, transportation systems, tramway, light metro. CEO of Fitzka Corporation, Jack Wu. Maybe we'll give him the floor. Yes, it will be our pleasure.
I'm Jack Wu from China, CEO of Fiscal. I'm so glad to be invited to participate in this event. Fiscal, Shanghai Fuxing Intelligent Transportation Solutions Company is China's main urban rail transit signaling system provider that was established in February 2012. Fiscal mainly provided urban rail signaling and communication solutions in fields like metro, light rail, robotic vehicles such as monorail, suspended monorail, APM, and tramway. Lots of cities in China are facing the challenge of traffic problem. More and more cities select to build urban rail transit to resolve it. To improve the safety and the efficiency, the customers require the system to be automatic and even autonomous. Together with our partner, Cognitive Pilot, we actively build together high-tech solutions for smart cities, intelligent transportation, and autonomous driving. Artificial intelligence is a real important instrument for increasing safety of public transport. AI can also collect traffic data to reduce congestion and improve the scheduling of public transport, which also affects people's lives. Also, transportation can use artificial intelligence in life-critical tasks such as self-driving vehicles. All of the above are very important issues and features of AI. Together with Cognitive Pilot, we are developing a system that can predict the paths of pedestrians and other vehicles and detect objects. I'm sure that our system will decrease traffic accidents and injuries, and it will allow more diverse transportation usage. We look forward to further strong cooperation between Fiscal and the Cognitive Pilot and between Russia and China in general. Together with the use of our smart technologies based on AI, we can really make this world safer. Thank you for this opportunity to meet you all, and I'm wishing you a successful conference and a very interesting AI journey. 谢谢.
Yes, well, colleagues, friends, thank you so much. It was Alexander Vedyakhin and Olga Uskova.